Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are here for the starting 11 show today for the big game. Fulham versus the Arsenal. A game that we really got to win after yesterday's game, with which Manchester City luckily got that little penalty. Yeah, I know, it still hurts. Got that little penalty against Crystal Palace, but that just showed you the fine lines, and we've got to get over the line today. Difficult game away to Fulham. Joining me to see what the starting 11's going to be, we've got Guna Lee.
Let's go, man.
Charlene. And Dexter. I haven't seen you for a while. Good to have you on, man. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
Dexter in the building as well, and it's going to be a really, really interesting starting 11 today. There's been a lot of rumours flying around about possible, well, I don't know about starts, but two players that may be possibly in the team for today that we're going to discuss, right? So it's going to be really, really interesting. But first of all, I've got to say that this watch along is powered by NordVPN, and they're still celebrating their birthdays. You know, they're doing it like the king. You know what I mean? You have more than one birthday. You know what I mean? Right? Now you can get a bonus gift by just signing up. All you've got to do is scan the QR code for the AFTV special, or click the link in the description to get your gift from NordVPN. Want you to check out this video. This is Ty.
Why do you think you're unable to access new content on your favourite streaming services?
It's raining that day. We mustn't forget that it's been raining, so...
It's been raining!
How did you end up with harmful malware on your laptop? Was that rain as well?
It's a disgrace!
What you need is NordVPN. Think of it as an umbrella, but just for your online activities.
I like umbrellas.
You'll be protected from harmful malware, viruses, and hackers.
Anything else?
It's super fast, and you can use it on up to 6 devices, protected with complete freedom at the touch of a button.
You, sir, are not a disgrace. Thank you.
Remember, with the AFTV special, you can get a bonus gift.
Ty there. Love it. Don't forget, if you want to get your gift from NordVPN, scan the QR code, click the link in the description, and get involved. And NordVPN is very, very handy, especially when you're going abroad, man. You want to keep in contact with all of the stuff that's happening in the UK. You can do it by switching it. It keeps, it's very good security-wise as well. And you need that when you go abroad. The guys were using it during the week. So, as I said, scan the QR code and click the link in the description to get your special gift on NordVPN. Now, guys, listen, it's great to have you here. We haven't been cancelled like a match of the day. You know what I mean? We're here.
Listen, I'm surprised. I thought you would have been at BBC Studios yesterday. I thought they was going to get you on the
BBC
show.
called me, man, but I said, nah, man, solidarity with Gary Lineker.
Yeah,
you know? That's it.
100%, man. Listen, man, big up Uncle Righty as well, man. Listen, Arsenal, man.
Solidarity,
Arsenal,
man.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah, right. But we are here and we are live. And the guys, what's really, really interesting is these rumours that are going around that, possibly Gabriel Jesus and Trossard could be in the squad today. That's a rumour. I think it was Charles Watts yesterday who was saying that. That's a rumour going around. Now, if those two are involved today, what a boost that will give to the team, Goodally.
Yeah, listen, man, I think it's going to be a real boost. I think we was talking to Charlene and Dexter prior to the show starting, and I just think that just lifts the team. I think also one of the things I'm sure we're going to get into, it helps us defend better from the front, especially when we have those two players. Their ball retention is a lot better. They're able to do a lot more and press from the front, so we don't seem as leaky. And I'm sure we'll get into that at some point in the show today. But I just feel like there's so many positives for that. And then I think the other thing is they're able to unlock those deep defenses, deep line defenses. So I think there are just so many positives, but yeah, I kind of will get into it a bit later.
It will be a big boost, especially to see Jesus back, innit? That'd be a big boost, Charlie.
100%. Listen, I was feeling confident anyway, and then when I started speaking to you guys and said, listen, these rumours are going around, that just gave me a massive boost. But yeah, to get them two back involved in the game, they're going to be big threats. We've seen the qualities that they bring, the experience that they bring as well amongst our young squad. So yeah, I'd love to see them back.
Yeah. Do you know what? I agree with what everybody's saying, but I am going to err a little bit on the side of caution with Jesus, just because I just hope that he is 100% before coming back, because we've seen with players like Partey, Smith Rowe, where they've kind of rushed back a little bit too early and then caused even further injury. So, and the thing is with Jesus, he seems like the player who's just eager. Like he seems like he can't wait to get back on the pitch. So I hope that he's all right. I hope he's 100%. But obviously, I can't wait until
I
he's
will
back.
say though, like just on that point, I think the medical team's got a lot better. We don't seem to have players other than ESR, and it's that's known. There don't seem to be players that come back from injury and break down again. I think they've learned, and I think even Arteta, you've seen that he's a lot stronger with his decisions. He's a lot more thorough with what he wants to do. I don't feel like he gets sort of, downbeat if he has to make a decision that is difficult. You saw last week he made the 2 substitutes, 1 at half time. He took off ESR, who he actually subbed on. So he's getting better as a manager as well. So I think I do agree, but I don't worry as much about it.
Yeah.
Dom Dewsbury here says Fulham are a very physical team, maybe the most physical team in the Premier League. Not sure about that. He said I wouldn't play Jesus in this one. I think with the Jesus thing, I think he's been chomping at the bit for weeks. But I heard a little rumour that he's been ready a few weeks. But they have been managing him and saying, "Yo, just slow down a bit, bro." You know what I mean? He travelled with the squad during the week to Lisbon, but didn't actually feature in the squad. But he did travel. He's been doing all the warm downs. I think last week after the game, he was doing the warm down on the pitch at the Emirates. You know what I mean? So he has been training. Obviously, we don't expect him to start, but
He was in inside training as well, the video that they released
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Arsenal TV.
so it would be, I think it's just like a boost to see him back there, just to see him even on the bench. That's going to give a boost to the players. Because I have to say, I've been getting a bit worried about some of the recent injuries in the forward line, because I'm like, no Trossard, no Jesus, no Eddie Nketiah.
Exactly.
We are a bit thin, aren't we?
Exactly, we are. That's why to get them back now would just be a massive, massive boost. But I'm just thankful in the sense that we've had them players go out injured, but we've had other players come back from injury, you know, likes of Reece Nelson, Emile Smith-Rowe, and, you know, Reece coming on and getting that goal as well. I think that was crucial just to give him that boost and, you know, really step up to the mark where he has been.
You think he'll start today, Reece?
Yeah, I reckon Reece will start, yeah.
I mean, we made 6 changes against Sporting during the week. 2-2 it finished. Do you expect everybody who were changed out of that team to be back today, Dexter? And also, you know, how do you think that game during the week, you know, which was just on Thursday, we're back to this now, Thursday, Sunday. Fulham, they played, I think they played on Monday actually, so they played on Monday against Brentford, lost. So they played a few days before us, but they've had a longer rest, longer preparation time. Now this is where this is going to start kicking in from now till the end of the season. Do you think that will affect those players who played the other day? And, you know, do you expect all the changes to come back in?
I mean, I don't expect it to affect them. I mean, like, Portugal's not the furthest place that we could go for a Europa League game. And, you know, like, we have got the squad at the moment to deal with these games. We've definitely got the quality in our squad to be able to deal with Thursday, Sundays. You know, for me, I've never really understood the difference between a Thursday, Sunday and a Wednesday, Saturday with the Champions League, you know. So I think we have got the squad. Like I said, we've got the quality. And
It's just that sometimes you could play on a Wednesday or you could play on a Tuesday and your game could be on a Sunday. Especially when you're one of, you're one of the big teams like an Arsenal where the TV demands might be. So the example was Man City. What did they play? Tuesday, didn't they? Oh no, they didn't play.
They didn't play.
They play next week.
It was Chelsea that played Tuesday and they played yesterday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
But
And
I think,
Spurs played Wednesday and then they played Saturday.
you know, we're definitely at that bit of the season where we've been waiting for the Europa League to come back anyway. And so a lot of people have been anticipating if our squad will be able to deal with the 2 competitions. I think that they should be mega prepared for this because we've known that it's been coming. We did bring in the additions in January to be able to deal with this, players like Jorginho coming in as well. So I'm expecting to still see a strong squad, and I'm hoping that everybody's going to be ready for it. Like, we're at that point now where even in the Europa League, like, and the Premier League, every single game is a huge game now. We're not at that point where we're just playing qualifiers and that kind of thing. You know, like, every single game is of the utmost importance. So I'm expecting everybody to be on it, like whoever's in the team and in the squad.
Got a super chat here from Ibby who says Simon Collins just tweeted that Odegaard has just arrived with the squad. Odegaard, of course, was missing during the week from the squad with illness. Along with Trossard, Leo could be massive for us if he can start somehow. I mean, Trossard was doing really, really well. And you said it, he is that sort of player that can unlock difficult defences. It would be great to have him back.
100%, man. I think, you know what, like, you know the beautiful thing about it is, look, we all wanted Mudryk. I think everybody, we didn't know much about Mudryk, but from the little bits that we saw, we all want Mudryk. And we don't talk about Mudryk now. We don't think about Mudryk. We know all the memes were going on around 007 that was coming from Mudryk, and he beat allegations because he got an assist yesterday, I believe. But listen, for me, I'm just happy that he's come in and he's made a name for himself. He came in on his first game against Man United. He, sort of helped to create that goal, and ever since then, Aston Villa, Leicester, he scored a goal. I was here with Charlene when we did the watch along. Didn't count, but it was a fantastic finish. And he's just making a huge difference, and you can see the quality he's got. And actually, I actually don't think that Reece is going to play. I don't think Reece will play at start today. I think that it will be. I think it's going to be.
Smith-Rowe.
No. I don't think it will be Smith-Rowe. I think Fabio Vieira is going to go in the false number 9.
Do you think?
I think Fabio Vieira is going to.
Do you reckon?
I think 100% Fabio Vieira is going to go in the false number 9. I don't have any sources. No.
Don't lie.
When I have my sources, I let people know my stuff really, but I don't. I just think
Reece played good the other day.
he
though.
did. But I just think, firstly, the type of pitch, I don't think there's going to be much space. He took his player on a lot, but I don't know if there's going to be enough space for him. And I just think Martinelli's so much better on the left, and I think Arteta saw that. I think he played Martinelli down the middle because he had to, but I think he saw, and we saw the second half, especially Fabio Vieira made a real difference when I thought he played quite well in the false number 9 role. So.
Okay, I'm going to try to get your guys' views on what they think the starting 11 can be. Don't forget, if you go onto our app, AFTV Plus, you've got a builder on there where you can build your starting 11. Go on there and build your starting 11 right now, right?
Yeah.
So,
I use it as well. I use it. It is good.
It's a great feature. AFTV Plus. Go on there and build your starting 11. Loads of super chats coming in. Thank you very much for those. Amre now makes a great point. He says in the first half of the season, our defence was strong, but we didn't score that many goals. Now it's reverse. Weaker defence, but more goals. Going to touch on the defence in a minute. Ibi says Jesus is with the squad, and KT, what a beautiful day. He seems to have a bit of intel. We'll find out in about 17 minutes' time whether that is right or wrong. Ricky Proctor says, Robbie, I feel our young guns are going through so much pressure with every game. As a must win with as many as 12 games left, I fear more players will fall from mental exhaustion than physical exhaustion. Well, that comes into play. Every game is pressure. You saw even City yesterday, the relief of pressure. Someone's showing the 11 there. Well, we wait and see, man. It'll be coming soon, man.
Listen, man, I got my sources, man.
I got these sources the other day.
I got my sources, man.
I got, listen, saying that this player's playing and that player's playing and none of them work.
So listen, I got my sources, man. I got my.
Let's see.
LV says, big up, Robbie. Did you see Sturridge backing us to win the league? Made me happy as he was a gunner since he was young. He used to be a big Arsenal fan. And big up to Wad as well. Defending. Let me start with you, Dexter. Defending.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a problem over the last few games. You know what I mean? 2 goals conceded during the week. I know it's a much changed team. Different goalkeeper. Kivior came in for his debut. But again, 2 goals conceded, right? Yeah. The previous game, 2 goals conceded against Bournemouth, conceded 2 goals against Villa. We're conceding a lot of goals. Is this a bit worrying at the moment?
Yeah, for me it is. I think we actually really need to get hold of this now. Conceding way too many goals, especially at home. It's been it's become a little bit of a problem for us, and I just think that although, yes, we've got the late wins in recent weeks, we're not always going to get away with that.
But why are we conceding these goals like this? Where that guy just made a great point that earlier on in the season, we weren't conceding.
Yeah.
We were still conceding at home, but not many away. But we've been
I don't know. I would say as well that, especially I don't want to dig players out, but I don't think that we've seen the same Saliba post World Cup. I think we've seen a better Gabriel post World Cup, but not just saying that it is Saliba, but I think that he hasn't been as confident as he was, you know, at the start of the season. So you know, even though he has had decent games, you know, we have seen like little moments of him not concentrating and just, you know, not being as on it, even though he did get his goal the other day. But I think maybe that could be a thing, you know, I'm not
What do you think, Charlene? I mean, because we are leaking. I mean, listen, when you're in a run-in, you can't afford to leak goals. You can't afford to keep coming back. We saw Liverpool yesterday against Bournemouth. You know, by the way, some of them Liverpool fans were having a go at me, saying that we were celebrating the win over Bournemouth. Now you see how difficult it is to beat a team like that, because what Bournemouth did, they did the same thing like what they did against us, got that goal, then defended very well and just tried to catch us on the counter-attack. Very important to defend well and not to, you know, get teams getting a lead on you, because teams now in the Premier League, right across the Premier League, are very adept at defending and catching you on the counter. Yeah, literally. And I think it's a case of us making sure that we stay switched on, making sure our communication is on point as well. And when we played Fulham at home, we did actually concede the first goal, which was scored by Mitrovic, which was us giving the ball away, defensive error. Should be back. He should be playing today. Dangerous player. They've got Mana Solomon, who's, you know, I think he scored 4 in the last 4. I think it's 5 in 5. Yeah, he's on fire at the moment. Got to tighten up this defence. We do. We need to just make sure we're on point from the get-go, from when the whistle goes. Literally, we don't want no more records being broken. And just stay on our game. But yeah, the defence has been a bit, you know, questionable. But I guess it's part of the process. You know, we're going to go through these moments. It's just about how you sort of pick yourself up and keep going from there. Queen Robbie says the defending is very worrying. If we want to win the league, we need to stop conceding so many goals. Otherwise, I'm afraid we won't win the league.
Listen, I'm not as worried as most people. I feel like, I think sometimes you have to look at the games in isolation. I think especially the Bournemouth game, the first goal, okay, fine, that you can talk about the defending, but the goal shouldn't have stood. But I do think that there were just moments of silly stuff. You think about the second goal last week, it was Partey. It wasn't a team thing that happened. When you think about the Sporting Lisbon situation,
it's still a conceding a goal. These are goals.
It is.
Goals
But
conceded.
what I'm saying
you can't
is,
just say it was Partey. He's an integral part of the team.
Yes.
It's a goal conceded.
It is. But what I'm trying to say is, it is isolated incidents, and it's not. I don't believe that it's a whole team situation where there's so many problems sort of arising, and there's people not picking up people. You know, I feel like there's just, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I think people are trying to like egg on and make a situation out of almost nothing.
It is a concern, though.
It is a concern. We've conceded
2 during the week.
10. I think
Could
it's
have
10
been more.
It's 10 goals we conceded in the last 7 games. So it does sound like a lot, but I just think when you actually look at the games in isolation, you think about that situation against Aston Villa. We conceded 2 goals. The first goal was Saliba. I know, yes, like that situation happened, but I believe it was because Partey didn't play and Jorginho didn't get back. So all I'm saying is I don't think it's as big of a situation as people are making out. It is a problem. It is a problem. I'm acknowledging it, because 10 goals in 7 games isn't great. And they always say that titles are won on defences. But I do think that there are sort of mitigating circumstances, and I don't think it's as big
Lack
a deal.
of concentration is not a mitigating circumstance.
No, I think
that first goal last week and the second one.
Yeah, I think the Partey one especially, man. He just didn't pick his man up.
Lack of concentration.
Yeah, so that's a mitigating circumstance.
No, it's not a mitigating circumstance.
I think it is.
You've got to concentrate throughout a game.
Yeah, the thing is as well, we're shipping like 2 goals as well. Like it's becoming a problem. If it was 1 goal, then I can understand.
Let's remove the Sporting one. Let's remove the Sporting one, because we didn't have Partey, we didn't have Gabriel, and we saw when Gabriel came on the difference he's made. And I know Robbie's going to come and say this and that, but
he did make a difference.
I do think that Gabriel has always been a good defender, but he lacked, you know, that sort of concentration that we talk about at times, and that was the issue that I had with him. But I don't think he's I think he's one of the best defenders in the league. So, I mean, for me, I just think that, and listen, judges will come in and say the same thing. Sometimes not playing Ben White, that makes a difference. So, a bit of chopping and changing, that, you know, there's certain things that The Man City thing again.
Okay.
Tom Yasu's making a silly mistake.
We're
So.
10 minutes away from knowing what the lineup's going to be. Men Right 95 says leaked lineup, Jesus on the bench, Trossard starting. We're going to find out for sure in about 10 minutes' time. What I want to find out though from these guys is what they think the lineup should be. So I think we're all agreed that in goal we want to see the return of Ramsdale.
Yep, 100%.
Right back.
I'm going to go Ben White.
Ben White.
I mean, against Sporting though, he did actually look a bit knackered. Did you see? Like when he kicked the ball out just randomly, and then he was sort of like bending over, like he was looking a bit tired. But I want to start him because I like the way him and Saka link up.
So everyone, White,
in agreement there,
Saliba and Kivior.
Saliba and Gabriel.
Saliba and Gabriel, Kivior. Listen, it was his first game. And it takes time to adjust into the team. You know,
Exactly.
So I'm sure
It's a
we're
tough
gonna see
game to
better
come
things.
into.
It is a tough game to come into, away from home as well. Left back.
Zinchenko.
100%.
Although there has been, I'm not saying that it should be anybody else. It should be Zinchenko. But I think there has been even moments where I've seen like a couple misplaced passes.
Yeah.
From him. He scored his way out of that Villa game. But I think he wasn't having a good game. Up until that moment where he scored. And I just think I want to see a little bit more kind of like defensive awareness from him and just like just concentrate and not misplacing passes. So yes, obviously.
Because when he sort of picks up that role where he's in the midfield and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But if you lose that ball,
and
his play is a lot of risk and reward.
And that's the thing.
He does play these sort of break the line type balls that can be intercepted.
You think about the other day when we played Sporting as well. The keeper Turner, he almost gave the ball away to Saliba, but you think about the risk and you think about the reward. The reward is we play out from the back and we kind of beat that press. But the risk is if it doesn't go well, and he did make a couple of mistakes, then it does lead to opportunities for the opposition. So look, I think Zinchenko, he's redefined that role and he's so good for us.
He's quality.
Central midfield, it's got to be Partey. Surely.
Partey and
Partey comes
Xhaka.
back in. I mean, and I think this could be a very important area today because for me, their best player this season has been Paulinho in the midfield. He's been the guy that has made everything happen for them. Obviously Mitrovic and those guys take the headlines, but he's been vital there. I was looking at some stats for them, and when he's not playing, they're just not the same team. I think Fulham have lost three games in all competitions where Paulinho has been missing, conceding 9 goals. He is a very important player, and we are going to need to try and dominate that midfield. And Thomas Partey has
And I think he's got some of the one of the highest successful tackles in the league as well.
He's
Paulinho.
he is very good.
He's a good player.
He's a very good player. Scores as well. Xhaka. Odegaard, if Odegaard's
if he's fit and well, Odegaard.
Right, and then the interesting one now is up front. Now, obviously, we all assume Saka.
100%, no doubt about that.
What's the other 2 places?
I would go Nelson.
Because even if Trossard is back,
I'd go Nelson because I think
Nelson Martinelli.
Yeah, I'd go Nelson Martinelli. I feel like Nelson's one of those players, even though we've kind of seen little moments of brilliance from him, but I feel like he needs to be played in a little bit more. And he hasn't really put a foot wrong since he came in last week. He didn't have a bad game in midweek. I'd play him.
Same for me as well. It's going to be Reece Nelson and Martinelli. With the way,
even if Trossard's fit,
Trossard's fit, I'd bring him in later on in the game.
No Smith Rowe.
God, there's so many options, ain't there?
Because he also needs to be played in, don't he?
He does as well. But just while Reece Nelson is on this massive confidence boost, just keep playing him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not going Reece Nelson. I think Reece Nelson's he's a good player, but we've got better options. I just think that we've got better options, and I think the base level is here, and he's there. But I think we've got better options. Why not play them? I think what we're going to lack today is unlocking the defence, and I think the players that are possibly going to be playing, the likes of Trossard, assuming Trossard wasn't playing and we didn't know, I would go Fabio Vieira. I think Fabio Vieira's he did enough in that game in Portugal.
He did.
In that
he
false
played well,
number 9, he held up the ball well. He linked the link-up play, and I think that also attracts players because then you're not stuck with. There's so much interchange that can happen.
So you're saying you go Vieira in the false 9?
False number 9. I'll go Martinelli when he was on the left was 10 times better than when he was through the middle. He almost scored that wonder goal, but I just think that he's so much better off the left. He's so menacing, and I think Saka obviously on the right hand side.
But what about the pace, right? Because that's what I like about Reece Nelson is that he's got that pace.
Yeah.
Like when teams
But
play,
we've got Saka and we've got Martinelli. And we've got Odegaard and Xhaka that can go
so
through the middle.
So you're saying you play Vieira down the middle as well?
Down the middle as his false number 9, and he creates the space. And you saw it. What we did in the Premier League.
Play that role,
I think
the physicality of Fulham as well.
If you listen to what Arteta's been saying over the last couple of weeks, he's felt bad not being able to play Fabio Vieira because he's been training so well. I think you see that gradual progression, and it's either or, isn't it? Reece Nelson scored a wonder goal, and he's been playing well, so he either gets the stake and starts the game. Fabio Vieira, he played well, taking shots from outside the box. We don't do these things, and he's someone who can bring a thing a little bit different.
The pace that I like.
But are we going to have the space though? Is there going to be space?
And don't forget,
for them?
they've got Tete and Robinson as well, who are.
I just don't know if there's going to be space to get him behind.
All right, Ricky Proctor says, Robbie, it's because teams have observed us play low box with swift counters. Zinchenko's style means that we mostly have 3 defenders for counters. Without Jesus, our high press isn't the same. So that's what he's saying, the reason why we've been conceding goals. Jeremy Hickson says Zinchenko is the best left back who never actually plays left back. Trey D says the best of enemies intro was hilarious, Robbie. Who came up with that? That was Jason.
With Abby.
Winning 3-0 today. And Wad says Odegaard needs to rest because I think his game was in a little decline in the last 4 games. Definitely tired. I don't think so.
I do think he's been tired though.
Generic Villa fan says, what's going on with Tierney? What about a start for Tierney? And sources saying, Dominic Sutherland saying, sources saying Trossard starting down the middle with Jesus on the bench. What's going on with Kieran Tierney?
He's playing his position, man. He's a squad game, unfortunately. As
binned him out just like that.
No. As the Super Chat just said, we've got one of the best left backs who is almost reinventing football for us. What we're seeing right now is a different style and a different type of way of playing, and Zinchenko is so integral to that. He plays false number 9. He will pop up in the left wing position, right wing position, right mid, right back at times, centre mid. He's everywhere, and it seems to work with Xhaka, the way he slots in. When you see Tierney, he almost looks like he's so good, but when he tries to do the inverted thing, he looked so awkward. He doesn't look. He does. It just doesn't.
He tries to do the.
No, he does.
Thing,
he does.
He has got that good overlapping thing that I feel like
that's what he's good at.
We're not utilising that
exactly
often enough.
I understand, but what I do think though, when I look at the team and I look at what we're doing right now, we're not playing that way. We don't play with the overlapping, fullbacks at this current moment in time. Ben White does it, but he also comes inverted as well, and he likes to kind of, do the overlapping and the inverted sort of run sometimes to create space for Saka. I just think, for me, honestly, I really think that Zinchenko's such a high level of what he does that unfortunately Tierney's just missing out, and you can't even rely on him. My man, he got the opportunity to play in Portugal. And just by such luck, he was unwell.
Yeah, but you can't blame that on him.
Yeah, but it's just always like but I am blaming it on him because he's sick. It's not.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
You can't blame him. You can't blame him for that.
Listen, if I'm sick, I still got work. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, but it's different when you're a professional athlete. Are you still gonna go gym?
Hold on.
This guy's harsh, isn't it?
That's harsh,
isn't it?
That's harsh,
bro. You know about them.
What? You know what I mean? This is not, you know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying.
Don't go and drink a swig of white rum, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
man, we're ready. This is professional football.
I'm just saying that, listen, ultimately, he's just so luck that he was unwell. And it's just always something with him, something new.
He's just suffering from the fact that our squad is getting better, and this is going to happen. This is kind of what we want to happen,
what
really,
we want
as well. That, we are going to have players who are really good, but they're not going to get a game. Look at our centre mids at the moment. A lot of people have been talking about Declan Rice. Who's he going to come in and replace next season? He's going to replace a quality player. So I think Tierney is just suffering from the fact that our squad is getting better. It's a shame because he's a fan's favourite. He's one of my favourite players, but. That's
and this is not a unique thing to Arsenal, I mean, I even saw, look with Cancelo, him losing his place to, Rico, is it Rico Lewis?
And Cancelo's still complaining, but he's still not even He's not even getting a lot of game
Right,
time.
starting 11's coming in.
It's
I'm still
1
waiting for
o'clock.
the Arsenal one. I don't want the Southampton starting 11, and I'm not concerned about the Villa starting
How's it
11.
looking?
I want to see the Arsenal starting 11. I think I've got it right here.
Oh
Here
my
we
God,
go.
I'm actually nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
The Arsenal starting 11 and the Fulham starting 11, right? The Arsenal starting 11 is Ramsdale in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard is back in after his illness,
Welcome back.
Saka,
I'm nervous.
Martinelli,
And Reece.
Who's playing in the middle? Reece.
and Trossard.
Oh, Trossard's back!
Trossard is in
He's
right through
back!
the start.
Oh, wow.
So Trossard comes in
on
right
our
from the
bench.
start.
Yeah, bench.
I'm going to give you the bench in a
Just
minute. Let me just run through the Fulham team. Leno, of course, Bernd Leno used to play for Arsenal. Tete, Ream, Tosin, and there's Robinson, Harrison Reed, Sasa Lukic, Bobby Dikova-Reed, Mana Solomon, Pereira, and Alexandro Mitrovic. That is the.
They got some
Fulham's.
threats.
Sorry.
They got some decent threats.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Few.
they're a decent team. Right, let's go to the bench. The bench is Matt Turner, Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, Rob Holding, Jorginho, Vieira, Reece Nelson, Emil Smith Rowe,
No, Jesus.
and Jesus.
Is he
And Jesus. And Jesus makes the
My
bench.
guy.
He's back. So at last,
Jesus!
Jesus. Was that the same as the team you had?
Yeah.
No, it weren't.
I swear that it was.
Show me that team.
You said Vieira!
Your
the league
source.
lineup?
No. I said
That's what
I
he
would,
wanted.
not assuming that he wasn't.
Oh,
But I
your
knew he was.
source.
What, your source. Don't show me something else.
Hold on. I
I want
told
to see
you.
the
Hold on.
original HP
Yes,
source.
hold
you know
on.
what I mean?
I'll show you it. I'll show you exactly.
Let's see.
Let me find it for you.
But the big news there is Trossard, who everybody was saying that, you know,
Trossard,
and this is
Jesus.
why. A lot of the sources over the past couple of days have been saying that he's going to be out until, you know, after the international break. He
And
that's
starts
what I was
today.
saying.
That was the same thing. Look,
Is it the same team?
it is, man. Come on, man. He knows me, man.
That weren't the same thing you showed
I
me,
swear, man. After you
That
look,
weren't the same thing
listen,
you
when I
showed
let
me,
you down, after you hooked me up speaking to Reece Nelson the other day, look, like, bring me in. Listen, man. I swear, listen, he's like, I'm like, yo, come on, man. He let me speak
But
to
then you
Reece.
didn't want to confirm it, did you? You said you've got that.
No, I know. You said,
You
no,
said,
we're going
"But
to wait.
I'm
You
not
said,
100% sure.
no, you said we're going to wait. So I'm like, you know, all right, listen, let me ease off. But I knew, man.
All right, now that you've seen that team, I mean,
I know my score prediction already. I said it before. I was confident.
right, save the score prediction, because what we're going to do is when we do the actual match day live, I'm going to ask all the guys to give us their predictions for what they think the score is going to be, to mark it down, and we'll see who's got it right at the end. This is why I do this, right? So we've got the evidence. Because of things like that.
Oh,
We go switch it up.
Would
you know,
I do that?
say
Would I do my guy Robbie dirty? I wouldn't do that.
But wow, that's big news. Guys, what
happy
do you
with
think of
that.
that starting 11?
I'm happy with that.
That's a
man.
stronger
I think
11
that-
than
I
I
think
was
that's
expecting.
that's the strongest that we can go at the moment. Obviously, Jesus is on the bench, but he's not 100% fit. So this is the team that I would go with. Wasn't 100% sure if Trossard was going to start, but he's back in the squad, and I think you know, I'm a lot more confident than I was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Mark T says many other fans are watching us. They want us to crumble. They believe our defence is vulnerable. I believe going forward we are good, but defensively we need to be better. Even Arteta said so. Arteta was really angry after that game during the week, and quite rightly so. And Rafi says Mana Solomon is Arsenal's biggest danger today. He's a real talent, and many clubs will chase him in the summer. Arsenal were actually after him. Right, I remember doing Transfer Daily. They were chasing him hard 2 windows ago. They were very interested in him, Mana Solomon, and he is good. You cannot afford to let him cut in.
But
on that left foot.
is he a bigger
You know what I
threat
mean?
than Mitrovic, would you say? I wouldn't
They're
say
both threats. Listen, they've got threats. That, you know, Dikov over Reed as well as a threat. They've got threats
Pereira.
throughout the pitch. They are a good Pereira as well. From set pieces, they're very good as well. You know what I mean?
Things we
Again, that's
need to
another
defend.
area in which we're going to have to tighten up. Name says a month before Easter Sunday, but Jesus returns. I like that one.
He has risen! Jesus has risen!
I love love that. Easter's come early, right? And 4 good attacking options on the bench, says Raphael, which is something that we've not really had. I mean, fortunately, you know, the game against Bournemouth, Reece Nelson came off and proved to be a great option off the bench. But it is good to see Jesus back. And this is a very, very important game today because I was looking at it, and even despite the fact that City got the win yesterday from the penalty spot, we've got 2 games. In this game today, Fulham and Crystal Palace at home next week. If we win those 2 games, we will go 8 points clear of City.
With how many games left? Is that 9?
We
start to get down, is it 10? I think there's 12 games left at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
right?
10 games.
But I just look at that and I think it's about getting points on the board. You know, we know a game in hand can disappear if you lose it or you draw it. But Manchester City do not play next weekend. They're in the FA Cup, so they don't play. So we could go 8 points clear. They'd have a game in hand, but that would be a big margin at this stage of the season. It's very, very important to get a win today. At a place, it's not always the easiest place to get a win, but we've got good record against Fulham. Are you guys feeling confident?
Yeah. I'm feeling massively confident. And if we manage to get a win today with a clean sheet, we'll break a record as well.
In the London derbies.
Yeah, exactly. Without winning all of them without conceding a goal. So I want to break a record today. And after seeing that lineup, I was thinking, it's probably going to be quite a tight game. But now I've seen that lineup, I'm feeling more confident. And 3 points is going to come in today.
Okay, you feeling confident, Dexter?
Yeah, definitely. The most important thing about today for me is a clean sheet. But I'm feeling confident that we're going to score. Like we said, that we've seen there's a lot of attacking options. Yeah. So we're definitely going to score. But the most important thing about today for me is the clean sheet.
Same. I mean, listen, I don't want to concede, but I really don't want to concede from a set piece because that's what's been looking, really, really bad for us over the last couple of weeks.
Just don't want to concede.
I don't want to concede at all. But I really don't want to concede from a set piece because that shows concentration. That shows, who's marking and doing the right things and where's this. Are you following the setup? Those are the things that I want to see. But of course, I don't want to concede any goals. But
Barfy Sports says, Robbie, no Kivior today, holding preferred. Well, see, listen, that is not the team. I will give you the team once again. It is Aaron Ramsdale returning in goal. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka and Trossard. I would say that's probably Arsenal's strongest team apart from Jesus. If Jesus is fit, and then on the bench is Tierney, Matt Turner, Tomiyasu, Rob Holding, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson and Jesus. And I'd say that's our strongest bench that I've seen from Arsenal for a long time as well. So there's definitely big reasons to be optimistic. It won't be easy. This is the Premier League. We saw yesterday, Bournemouth beating beating Liverpool, a week after Liverpool won 7-0. So Arsenal know what they've got to do today. They've got to go there and get the 3 points, but they'll be very buoyed by that team. Guys, listen, thank you very much. Charlene, Dexter. Thank you. Also to Guna Lee, of course, we're all going to be back for the big game. It is coming up, guys. We've got a big watch along. We're going to be back in about 20 minutes time, building up to that game today. It is Fulham versus Arsenal at Craven Cottage. The guys are at the game. Cecil, James is there today. Lee Judges, they're all down there at Craven Cottage. They'll be in great voice down there, so we'll be getting all of their reactions after the game. And join us in Match Day Live. We're going to be giving you our predictions and hopefully watching a big win by Arsenal. Don't forget, NordVPN is keeping us invincible by powering our AFTV Match Day experience and our starting 11. Click the link in this description and scan the QR code and get their mystery gift from NordVPN, who are celebrating their birthday. A very good tool to have. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon. Woo, woo, woo.
Wow, Lee, you're levitating.
NordVPN has made me one with the universe, Cecil. No more pop-ups, no malware, and I'm saving money exploring international prices. Also, all my devices are protected by next-generation encryption.
So you found peace?
Yes, Cecil. Just change your location in the app and transcend space and time.
Wow. I feel invincible.
Tell the nice people what to do.
Click the link, people. Click the link.
Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.